Hello, everybody. It is October 30th, 2024. That just felt so good. Oh, what is my camera doing? It's doing all sorts of crazy things, huh? So today, like I said, is October 30th, 2024. There we go. And I wanted to chat with you a bit today about sacred magic. And what does it mean to you? So this is how it goes. You are sacred. You are divine. You deserve all that you desire in this earthly realm and beyond. So, therefore, the beauty of you is magical, right? It's magical. So, how you treat you, like I'm really thirsty right now. I just got off 15 minutes on the power plate. Hey, Susan, lovely to see you, darling. I just got off 15 minutes off the power plate. So I'm a little, body's just kind of starting to cool down because I honor my body, my sacred vessel. And I needed to do some lymph drainage, and I needed to, because the power plate, if you're not familiar with it, it's a crazy, amazing exercise tool, and it literally helps to rebuild your bones. And I have I either have osteopenia or a very mild case of osteoporosis. And I just think I'm too young for this shit. So I am doing everything I can holistically, hey Susan, to rebuild and take care of this sacred vessel. So that's one form of sacred magic. Because you, to repeat what I said in the beginning, are sacred. You are a reflection of the divine, correct? Just finished my outside, ready for my pop-up Halloween decorations tomorrow. Oh, I so look forward to seeing yours, Deanna, every year. So, how you fuel your body changes as you mature. We didn't say age, as you mature. So things you could get away with or thought you could when you were younger, that's such a good choice right now. How you take care of your sacred vessel, how you sleep, how you exercise, how you rest, which is different than sleeping, how you meditate, how you move. All of these things contribute to your personal magic blossoming or staying hidden. It's kind of up to you. It's always up to you. And when I get to work with clients, as I have with some of you that are live right now, we get to go deeper. And it's going deeper now because the more I honor me and my gifts, just like if you did this, the more pronounced, the more well-versed, the more magical you become because you were not giving into it, but you are allowing your light, your magic to come out. And that's important. So the struggle is so not real. So let's just eradicate that from your vocabulary. There is no struggle unless you make it so. There is no indecision unless you decide that it's so. So, sacred magic. This is you. This is you. Oh, I almost forgot. Guess what? We are having our annual Thanksgiving Day sale. It's not yet, but it is starting. So mark your calendars, November 26th. I know we're still in October, but this is going to be a big one. You're going to see a lot of promotions, a lot of videos coming out on how I personally use these products. So you're going to get some ideas, hey Maura, that maybe you haven't thought of before. So set your calendars, stay tuned to this station, and watch the videos as they come out, as I play with the products, and I get to share with you the power of them. Because you know what? It took me a long time. Have you ever had that? It took you a while to really embrace your gifts. I'm no different. I'm still human right now. So what I do, what I've created from, these card decks to the jewelry, to the aromatherapy, to all the things, are sacred tools, the books and everything. So this is an extension of my magic, of my gifts. And it's time for you. It's time for you to come out to play and show us your magic. It is. So what are you going to do? So everything I do, I will be at the fair in Marlborough in Massachusetts. So all of you that may live near Massachusetts, come see us. Natural Living Expo. Maura, if you could be so kind to put the link for that expo here. Thank you so much. And if you all want to have a in-person, I mean, how often do you get to chat with me in person where we get to hug afterwards? Reach out. The sessions at shows are only 20 minutes. It's only $60 for the 20 minutes. Many people stock up. They'll have 2 or 3 and sometimes 4 sessions back to back to back to back because they want to go that deep. So it's up to you. Check it out. Natural Living Expo in Marlborough, Massachusetts. I get to share and channel the Magdalene on Saturday, I believe it is. I don't remember the time offhand. I wasn't planning on talking about it today, but Maura brought it up. So yes, it's Natural Living Expo. Hold on, Maura. Let's get the final link. Natural Expo, Massachusetts. Let's find this baby. Naturalexpo.org. Here we go. Coming in. Here is the link to the show. I hope you can come see us. Love to give you a hug. So, sacred magic. What does this mean to you? How are you sharing with us your gifts? How are you sharing your beauty? And it's not the physical beauty, although that's pretty outstanding. It's your beauty, your gifts, your love, your magic. Because this is why sacred magic is so important. When you allow yourself to step back, step out of the ego, even just for a little bit, things get a whole lot easier. You don't have to sit in and get all wrapped up and what's the next step and am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be doing this? You know. You know. So have you ever asked, for example, have you ever asked somebody, so what do you think of this? When you know it's really not the right thing or the right person, you're just looking for someone to agree with you that it is. Yeah. Hey, Amy. So you were listening, but you didn't want to listen. So when you listen to your soul, you're creating your own magic. When you're listening to your soul, you get to be you. And that's hasn't changed with me. That's all that's really ever been asked of you in any life is for you to be you. Over the many lives you've lived, karma happens. If you have a witch scenario, you've been hung, you've been dunked, you've been burned at the stake, you've been all the things. You've been prosecuted. Or maybe you were the prosecutor. So there are things that we all can atone, which is why it's important to not know who you were in a past life, but notice your patterns in this life. What feels familiar? How can I now recognize it so I can stop reliving it and heal it? That's kind of a lot of what I do. I help you recognize this life's patterns. We reframe them. We get you to look at life differently. Build up your inner courage. Recognize your sacredness. And you can step forward. And you've healed it when it never happens again. I just had a client recently because it happened again. I said, but? She goes, yeah, I saw it happening. So I nipped it in the bud. Great. And guess what? I I can pretty much guarantee she'll never have it happen again, because now she knows that she recognized all those characteristics. Said, nope, not doing this anymore. It's healed. I recognize that and I'm good. And she felt so much lighter. And she actually kind of said, okay, so what's next? What do I get to heal next? And it's a beautiful thing. And these are the kinds of things that we do in private sessions. I'll channel light language for you. You know, those of you, some of you on this call right now that are live are in the Abundant Life Academy program. And I've been channeling light language for the group at least once a week, sometimes both days. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun because with light language, you typically can't understand it. It's a lesson in receiving, because the light language shifts you and it helps you move forward. It helps you to open up. So now you get to change. Now's your time. What would you like to do? Think about it. Don't have to answer right now, but I'd love to hear from you. What would you like to experience? Can you believe it? I'm going to say 2025. Hey, Shay, what would you like to experience in 2025? Something's going to come to mind right now. Then the next question will be, will you allow the support and guidance to help you get there? I've missed you too, darling. Will you allow the support and guidance from somebody to help you get there? Because you are not meant, you are so not meant to do all of this on your own. I am so blessed right now. I get to hang out with some of the craziest, most talented, most heart-centered, I'm going to get teary just thinking about y'all, women that are filled with integrity. I get to hang out with them for a whole year. I have a mentor that sees me and is not trying to morph me into something that she's comfortable with. I know I needed the support. And through that, I have gotten stronger, and I'm only going to get stronger and be the leader that you all deserve. I am that leader now, but it's only going to get better and deeper and so more loving, powerful as time goes on. Because this hair may be gray, but I'm not going anywhere, baby. So what would you love to experience in 2025? How are you going to let your sacred magic come out to play? And how are you going to allow, permit, invite in the support and guidance that you deserve? I would be honored to be part of that team for you. And I mean that from here. Feel that love coming right at you right now. You guys are so juicy. Allow this love to come in. Know that you are loved. Know that you deserve all you desire. That's a step in sacred magic. Anybody have any questions about that so far? I love you too, Shay. So what will you do? What will you allow? So Shay, you're the last person. Come play with me. What would you love to experience in 2025? It can be as big or as intimate as you want. Come play. And then we're going to start doing card readings. Let's play. What would you love to experience next year? And by the way, y'all, Shay is not a plant by any means. She just loves to pop on when I'm on here. joy. You want to experience more joy more. I love that. I love that. So how will you allow yourself, permit yourself to reframe the mindset that you can't have joy, that you can't experience joy every single day of your life? That's something I can help you with, because here's a good story. Shay, you are experiencing yourself on a deeper level now, but honey, oh, honey, you've got a whole lot more to go. You've got so much more to go, Shay. You're just touching the tip of the iceberg. So Maura, as an example, I am naturally a very happy person. Some of you will have heard this story. When we lived in the Baltimore area, we just moved. She said a new house. Oh, I love that. Oh, let's work on that. Let's work on it. What's her name? So tell her, we're going to get back to the joy, Maura. Hold on. We live in our dream home. Now we've moved a lot. Coming into this house, this is our 10th major move and our 39 years, 41 years together, 39 years married. And that doesn't count the little moves in certain towns. 10th major move. So we knew we were gearing up. Yeah. It's not even the 10th house. It's the major move. We started in DC, Sacramento, St. Louis, Dallas, Massachusetts, San Marcos, Texas, back to Boston, because that's a funny story too. We actually moved back into the same house because it didn't sell in that 1 year we were gone. Massachusetts, Baltimore, Chincoteague Island, Virginia, Sterling, Virginia, and now we get to play in Williamsburg, Virginia. So we knew things were coming. And I had said for years, we've been coming to Williamsburg for a long time. And they have this really kooky thing that's indicative of this area where a cannonball has a chain that closes the gates. I love it. It's very quirky. It's me. I'm quirky. And I said, I would love to have a house one day that has that. And during lockdown, we were watching a lot of HGTV. It wasn't, a trigger. Somebody's plumbing may went up, but it's not going to keep me up at night. So we were watching these shows and we would talk about a lot of the different things. I don't feel joy, I feel grief up. When my good friend, her mom passed away, so possibly some residual grief is coming up again. Okay, Maura, I'm going to write that down so I don't lose that. And we were renting in Northern Virginia. And our landlord popped by one day and she says, oh, by the way, we're thinking of selling. Good to know. So I went upstairs and I said, how about for once we actually are proactive? And we had a house in mind. Had the check ready to go. We liked this house, loved this house online. Came down to look at the house, horrible. I had plants growing in the gutters. Wood was rotting in the windows. It was bad. Saw the next house. I called it the wallpaper house. So take a guess what happened. Didn't get it. Didn't want to get it. And she said, I have one more for you. We actually got lost on the way here. We landed. I went, this looks familiar. I remember looking at this house online. We spent 10 minutes in the yard. 10 minutes before we even stepped foot in the yard, and we looked at each other and went, I think we're in trouble. We walked in, and the foyer to the kitchen has a modern day transom. I'm a sucker for transoms. I like period type architecture. I love pocket doors. This house has one. We discovered a second one, believe it or not, after we moved in. I kid you not. Husband said, he's out doing errands. You need anything else? I said, yeah, I'm painting the dining room. And I said, the dining room has a pocket door? No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. I said, I'm looking at it. So this house had all these things we love about it. And here's the funny thing about it. This was right after lockdown. Everything's getting lifted. Houses are going for crazy prices, going over crazy prices. 2 contracts had fallen through for this house. We got this house way under asking. So, Shay and Elena, start making up your dream house list. What is it that you want? What things would make your heart go, oh, I want this? I would love to have this. I need windows, lots of windows, lots of light. It's not that I don't like the dark. I like light more. This house has more windows than it's crazy. We have the woods right outside. All right, you're going to get my hand right outside. Woods right outside. Right outside. And it is not even a half mile to this forest where it has tens of miles of trails where we can go and get lost and have a blast. And it's right near not one, but 2 rivers, because I like balance. So I have wood element, I have water, 2 rivers, I have earth all around me. Of course, I have all these spiritual, divine, crazy energies here. I've met a cyclops here. I've reconnected with Hetty, an enslaved woman I met when we lived in Massachusetts who actually lived her life here. I've deepened my connection with White Buffalo woman here. So what is it that you want? So Shay, you and your daughter start making a vision board of your dream house. And talk about it. Talk about why it's so important. And there are no limits. Okay, so Maura, now back to Maura. You did set boundaries with your friend, though, as she wanted me to see her today for coffee, though I told her I could not yet, possibly an hour tomorrow will lift and fill my cup of love for myself for today first. Okay, I love that you set your boundaries. Let's change. Boundaries are great. Boundaries are a first step, because we have to become more clear of what we want and what we don't want, right? So we say a boundary. Can't cross that line. But the funny thing about boundaries, sometimes they get to become a wall because we get so cemented in that mindset. I will not allow blah, 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 whatever it is. And the wall it gets bigger and bigger and even bigger, to the point you are now caged in and you can't break through because you've built a fortress around you with your boundaries. So you may also say you are not available for being sucked dry by people who are needy. You are available for people who support you, who have a give and take. So as an example, a friend at our last house, she and I would go for walks. And we would walk in the woods. So I really didn't mind because, the trees would take everything. So I always walked home. I always walked in the door feeling rejuvenated. Otherwise, if we were sitting around having coffee, tea, or water, I would have been sucked dry because she had all this drama going on across the street. And I say, friend, I've heard from her once since we've moved here in 3 years. And only then was she complaining about something. So yeah, that's not a friend. That's a client. That wasn't paying me. That's what that was. And, and she wouldn't listen anyway. So, well, actually, no, I take that back. She did listen a few times. So it's setting up what you are available for and what you're not. Every day, and this is a tool I have taught my students in the BU program, which if you all are not involved in, you all ought to be. Because if you're in my world, you kind of like angels, right? You kind of like spirit guides, right? So go on over to, let me give you that link. Whoops, crap. Shoot, what am I doing here? I'm making a mess is what I'm doing. See how I talk to myself? Angel Chatter Academy, there we go. Courses. Where's the rest of you? Here we go. You all ought to be part of this program, and you can give it a trial run. The first module is free. So go on over there and sign up, take the first module. If you like it, we welcome you. We welcome you into the program. And if you have questions about it, ask. Please ask. Because it's important to know you're not doing this alone. It's super important to permit yourself for guidance, because sometimes you're so used to doing it alone, you think no one will get you. Excuse me, you'll think you're being greedy or needy because that's how you've now been programmed to do it all on your own. And that's not the case. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a life that's super full. You're supposed to have a life that's full of the house you want to live in, full of the love that you desire, full of the support, the give and take, full of everything that makes your heart go pitter-patter. And that's what happens. The BU program initially started out as an angel cards certification authorization course. But what I was seeing, not everybody wanted to be authorized, but they trusted me so much that they took the course, because you have lifetime access as long as you behave yourself, and that's pretty easy. You get to hang out with some really cool women, and you get to learn a lot about a lot of angels, from Sandalphon to Uriel to Camuel, the angel of self-love. Great one for you, Maura, and pretty much everybody, but learning to and honor and love yourself more. So all of these things happen in this course. So go ahead and give it a test run. Take the free module, Michael, because I always like to teach about energy protection first. It's that important. You can't go all willy-nilly and being all spiritual and all woo-woo and all those things and not be protected. And even then, you'll still get slammed once in a while. It happens. But it's an indication your energy's rising when it does happen. So you get to hone in on your protections, because by then you have learned a lot more and you just keep growing. So I've been talking, gosh, for almost a half hour. Who would like a card reading today? Or do you have any questions about what we're talking about? I'm so kind of liking this whole jam thing today. So, would anybody like a card reading? Of course you would, Susan. I'm so glad you're still hanging out. And we have Susan and we have Susan. Please. You're very welcome. Please, please. Okay, Susan. Todd. Susan Williams. You were first, because we have the two Susans. The angels chose you. Angel Chatter Oracle deck. My very first product, as you know. I'm not sure if anybody else knows. Tanya, you got it, honey. You're still talking about retirement? You were talking about retirement like a year ago, weren't you? Okay, Susan. Clear your space. Zadkiel. So, you say you want to retire. This is coming from Zadkiel. Don't shoot the messenger. How are you preparing for it? How have you prepared your home that says I'm retiring versus it being stuck in the work mode? Also, clear your space. What are you, this is the key here for you. Barbara, no, it's not. I literally just started. I talked for 30 minutes. Susan, Zadkiel is that clear your space. It's more of what are you going to be doing after you retire? He's saying you've got an idea here, you got an idea there, but there's no transition. He is inviting you to transition into doing whatever it is you would like to be doing after you retire, because you have slipped into that gerbil wheel of just constantly going. But you say you want to get off, but you're not doing any action towards retiring. You could, according to them, you could have retired yesterday if you wanted to, but there's a whole lot in your mind, which doesn't surprise me, that's holding you back. So sit with that. If you want to have another session, the link is in the description for the live today. Morris, definitely spiritual protection. I feel slammed now as I've learned a lot. Just learning how to, my friend who is newly grieving since Sunday, how not to get sucked in, yet be there in a way that does not drain me. Grief goes in, there are 7 stages of grief. And she is in the very confused and frustrated stage right now. And she's bottomed out. You're welcome, Susan. So, Maura, I would give her space. My cousin's husband died. Young guy. In the scheme of things, I believe he was in his early 50s. And she is understandably having a very, very rough go. So allowing her the space to grieve. Don't let her hang on to you. Susan Molnar, I am working on your cards, but Maureen needs this right at the moment. Tell her you're giving her space to grieve, and in a very nice way, you're not her babysitter, because it's okay to cry and bottom out. And I don't think she's really done that yet. She's in the throes of it. So be there, bring her dinner, send her flowers, but you don't have to succumb yourself to long-term grieving. Okay, Susan Molnar. Magdalene shows you, sorry, itchy eyes. The message is breathe. I'm sorry, that was for Maura. B. So Maura, that might be something you might want to take. We can take a lot deeper in a private session, but I think I gave you a lot of tools right now that'll help you navigate. So Susan Molnar, B. B, 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 B. You do so much for so many other people. The Magdalene is inviting you into the space of prayer, of meditation, to remember what it is that you really want. And not in that heady, I need this, I desire this, and get all goofy about it. But what, just like, we counseled Shay a while ago on her home, what would really make your heart go pitter-patter? And yeah, it could be, Shay, you got it. It could be romantic love, pitter-patter. It could be a new home. It could be a new car. It could be better relationships that are outside your home. I mean, it can be all the things, more money. It doesn't matter. What matters is what makes you content. So she's inviting you into contemplation. So the question I asked earlier, what would you like to experience in 2025? Sit down with her and write it out. Yep, she's done. Okay. Natanya, your turn. You're very welcome, Maura. Yeah, book a session with me. Actually, no, take the course. Go enroll in the course. Go take the free Michael module. Give it a trial. Give it a test run. That would help you the most, and you'll have access the rest of your day, rest of your life. Natanya, oh, love this for you. Metatron, right? Sound familiar? This is for you writing out your garden witch recipes. And then not only that, what would you love to do with them in 2025 and beyond? So keep in mind, right? You knew it had to be the guy of the week. So starting with your recipes, how do they serve the people that use them? And then what else could you be doing with them? What could make them more potent? Do you harvest them in certain moon phases? Do you put a crystal grid around them after you've harvested them? You know, all the things. So think about all of this and then write it down. What feels good? Allow yourself to be guided. And of course you can take a course. Of course you can take, oh gosh, what is her name? She's in New England. She's a great herbologist. You can use it along with your readings. Exactly. There's a woman in New England, I think New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, not Massachusetts. Look into that. If you can't find her, pop me a note and I'll see if I can track, if I can remember the name. And she has online courses for herbology. So see, just to prove to you all, I'm always not promoting about me. I love turning people on to what is the best thing for them. No, it's not Margaret Starberg. Stop saying that. I can't get her name. So look her up. And I believe most of her courses are online now, so you can find something. Because you're meant to take this deeper. Like having an apothecary. I think we talked about a store before. There you go. Okay, Natanya. Barbara. Magdalene shows you, and the card you got today is truth. You'll see the book is in the iconography up here. This is not about your paintings per se, but what is your truth? What would you love to be doing? And write it down. This goes back to, again, what do you want to experience in 2025? And allow yourself to feel it. Feel yourself in that energy. What would it feel like? What would it feel like to have people in your world that really support you? What would it feel like to get the recognition of your gifts? And it's time your truth came out, because you've been downplaying your desires and what you would really love to experience. So get real, get raw. You're in the Abundant Life Academy. Really think about that for next week's assignment when we talk about manifestation. So you have a heads up on the assignment, so start thinking about it. Okay, that's all she wants to say to you right now. Okay. Shay. The Magdalene has chosen you. Do you have these cards yet? I feel like you do. If you don't, you might want them. That's what she's saying. Because you have such a connection with goddess energy. And it's a divine connection, Shay. So, ooh, not yet. Well, I know I've got a sale coming up Thanksgiving weekend, so I'm just telling you right now, just wait. Go ahead and start putting things in your cart or take note of what you want, because all the products are going to be on sale Thanksgiving week up until Saturday of the weekend, because we get to go to France on Monday after Thanksgiving. So this is the one you want, Shay. The Empowered Heart. You want that, she's saying, and any and all of the goddess oils. We have Aphrodite, goddess of beauty. We have Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Isis, and Kuan Yin. Okay. And here's your card. Okay, Shay. The message of centered. If you look at the iconography up top, it's the Vesca Pisces. You'll see the circle, and the quote I in the middle. And it's that reminder of what you bring to the table. I can't afford a new house. That's dreaming too big. I don't, you know, that kind of dance. That's the energy you bring to it. So it's going to be difficult for you to get and live in that house permanently, or as long as you decide you want to. So the centered is living more from the heart, dreaming more from the heart. If you saw that, also go to, I'll just bring up the link and I'll show it to you. Because I'm currently out of stock. Where are you? There you are. So many links open. Hey, Nia. So Shay, look at the link that I just put up, and that is also a Vesca Pisces version, but Magdalene style. That might be a necklace that maybe Santa will bring you. It's you have the two triangles, but where they intersect, they don't create that eye shape. It creates a diamond. It's a perfect union of the feminine and the masculine, creating that unbreakable bond. And we all have the feminine and masculine within. So when she invites you to be centered, you specifically, because of your chosen passion, the art of photography, it's not just living from the heart, but it's bringing forth that feminine and masculine energy of you and your clientele. And that gem in the middle is a ruby. Yeah, it's a dynamite piece. It's a super powerful piece. In fact, it's the sigil you'll see on the card. And I get asked a lot because people don't read. Right here, you'll see the line. There is a dot. When I channel the angel sigils, you'll see a dot and a line. So the dot is where it began. The line is where it ended. For her, there is no beginning or end when it comes to love. That is what her symbol means. So allow yourself to be centered, as above, so below, the feminine, the masculine, bringing it together. It's all coming from the heart. And that's where you're going to be growing more into. There you go. Okay. And you were the last one. Does anybody else wish a card for today or have another question? So you all have assignments. One, until someone says anything, you're welcome, Shay. Set your calendar. Thanksgiving week, sale starts, all the products. We're setting it up where no code is needed. We're making it super simple for you. But it does end on Saturday after Thanksgiving because everything's got to get boxed up and out. Nia, I will get you before we get to go to France for, how long are we going for? 8 days. So mark your calendars. Go. Take a test run of the BU program. Need to get angels. Do the Michael module. It's free. That's why it's a test run. And if you like it, we would love to welcome you into the BU program. Was there something else I told everybody? Barbara, was there another thing I said everybody had to do? Calendars, take the free course. No, I think that's it. So the links to everything is in this conversation. The course is at angelchatteracademy.com. If you don't want to be going looking around, look for the BU program and enroll. Like I said, you get the first module for free because divine protection is important for everybody. Nia. Raphael oversees the heart chakra, angel of healing. I call him the doctor. This is about forgiveness. And I'm hearing forgiveness of self. So there's something you think you should have done and didn't. So you're beating yourself up. And there's something you shouldn't have done but did and you regret it. We've all done it. We have all done human. It's part of our joy. It's part of what makes us us. But we get to learn from those. So the more anybody, but this is directed to you, Nia, the more any of us gets caught up in the past, it holds us stagnant. It keeps us prisoner from not being able to move forward and expressing our sacred magic, expressing our uniqueness, our divine light. So Raphael is inviting you in to explore the concept of forgiveness so you can live a more fuller expression of who you are. And if you want to explore that more deeply, I would love to do that with you privately. The link to book a session with me is in the description above for this live. Okay, so Nia was now the most recent last person. Is there anybody else that you would like, who would like a reading? You're very welcome, Nia. Anybody else? I feel like I'm at Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Bueller. Anybody else would like a reading for today? Card for Chrissy. I would be honored to give Chrissy a card. Chrissy needs to fortify herself better energetically because she is coming out swinging. And some people aren't going to like it. So if she hasn't, hey, Alina, pulling cards, honey. If you want one, let me know. Barbara, if she hasn't, tell her to go over and enroll in the BU program. She gets that free Michael module course for free. She'll learn some better protection. I know your mama. And I know you're teaching her as she goes, but sometimes it's better if it comes from a different source, just saying. So she needs to do, and I don't have a card for that. So I have a card for her, but in addition, she needs to do some spiritual hygiene, making sure she clears the energy of her space all the time. Maybe someone will gift her a session with someone. But I would hold off to that until Thanksgiving. I think we will be doing a sale also on services. Not as much of a discount as the products, but I'm not sure on that one yet. So play with it. Yeah, spiritual hygiene, which keeps coming up. The card, ooh. Okay, she got true love. She's angry. Energetically, she's angry. She's understanding her magic a bit more, but she is a little wrapped up in the anger, which kind of surprises me. Did not expect that one to come out. She's forgetting how to love and honor herself more. So that's her big one. So for Chrissy, clearing her space, setting up better protection, rituals, spiritual hygiene. And I don't think I've ever used that term before, but that's what came out. So spiritual hygiene for Chrissy, and go from there. Okay, Ilana. The Magdalene has chosen you. And if you are not familiar with it, this is this deck, the Empowered Heart deck. This was my second deck. Came out in 2021. And when she debuted, she was one of 2 decks in the world. Whoops, whoa, hello. That was completely dedicated to the Magdalene. More decks have been since birth, but when she came out, it was that. So she came out with a message of boundaries. And I'm going to take it a bit deeper for you because you're much more advanced. Become more clear. Okay. Become more clear of what you are available for and what you're not available for. It's what you're not available for is where you waffle. You're pretty clear on what you want, what you're available for. It's having a little difficulty, she's saying, in manifesting because you're not as clear in what you're not available for. So if you had to call it a boundary, call it a boundary, but then reframe it because you came in late. Boundaries are great. That's a great first step. But if you get so wedded to your boundaries, it can become a fortress, keeping you boxed in, preventing you from spreading your wings and being all that you can be, and sharing your sacred magic. So think of them as boundaries, but then reframe it. So if I am not going to allow people to do this, fabulous. But then what would you be available for? What's the opposite of that? And that helps soften the boundary issue so you don't unintentionally box yourself in. And that's all she has to say. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Does anybody else have anything they wish to ask? I can't stay on much longer. I have a client in a little bit. Actually, I have 2 more clients today. So let me know if you have any more questions. I'm here for you. I'm here for all of it. I'm here to help you share your magic. And if you came in late, I invite you to rewatch the first 20 to 30 minutes. You're very welcome, honey. The 20 to 30 minutes where I basically just riffed and talked about sacred magic and all the things. So, and it appears there are no more questions for today. I love it when they say curtain closed. So I guess the show is over for today, my loves. Have a wonderful day. Makes sense to creating. Thank you. I'm not sure what I just said that warranted that, but you're welcome, Maura. I'm not sure what I said. So you're very welcome. If you have any questions about what I do, what I offer, pop me a question on this page, pop me a private message on Facebook. Be happy to answer. I just love helping people. So until next time, have a good one. Bye.